to take a win. Or if Koro's just going to be stomping him out and working his way towards 1,000 kills.
And when we invoked the stomp word, that was actually BBQ, one of their wins in the over Afreeca, had a negative KDA, or at least a 0.7 KDA, less than 1 for kills plus assist over deaths. Let you know they ran over them. Neither of these grass is very impressive, and you look at the top lane, we're going to have more information about him. But a 1.7 KDA for a man who has still won MVPs this season lets you know that it's been struggle street for Marin largely.
Yeah, really underperforming. And I mean, more, you always say he's either overextended or he's, you know, and he's going to die or he gets the solo
I mean, you
kill.
have the
That's
memes,
kind of
right?
how it is.
He's either SKT Marin or LGD Marin, depending on his performance. That's just what happens. Bless can get a good jungle route, get to level 6 early, take down the Syndra, and allow Vladimir to get levels. You have to like a lot of what BBQ has put together when it comes to the team fight phase.
So very standard. See, like you said, Bless, can he get through the jungle without getting harassed down? Spirit, very aggressive, very intelligent when it comes down the jungle pathing, predicting his enemy.
And it's a duo thing, right? Because the Vladimir also needs to be babied a little bit. So given that neither the jungle or the mid laner is happiest pre-6, a lot of chance for the duo of Kuro and Spirit. But jury's out on whether they've been able to do that with any consistency. So Afreeca Freecs do have positions to attack. They do have a game plan they can follow in the early game. It's going to be more of a containment job for BBQ before they can turn things around with the Vlad Rengar duo.
Lots of pressure now on both of these squads. Need a win. Start climbing up the standings, BBQ especially. Sitting down to that. Stay away from that promotion tournament spot. We saw Jin Air and Kongdu Monster during the spring split get stuck at the bottom of the standings, had no chance of climbing out.
And we'll see if Afreeca Freecs will rewrite their series, actually move ahead of where MVP's been at, or actually also be down the bottom.
All right, well, let's go ahead, load up on to Summoner's Rift for Game 1 at Afreeca Freecs versus BBQ Olivers. Definitely a bit of a paltry crowd there from the side of BBQ Olivers.
But still in full voice, so you can't necessarily criticize them too much. BBQ needs to do some winning to get the fans to attend Achilles. No free chicken, no winning, no fans.
Yep, needs something else to draw them in. But Afreeca, fans still showing up here. Crazy not getting the connection on the Shuriken. They're going to get pinched on.
Level 1 Braum.
They're going to go ahead and flash forward.
They
the exhaust
really
comes
want
down.
this.
Can they proc the sun in time? They do lock him up before he can make it over the wall, but it's going to be a leap in for Spirit. Do it, and that's going to be the first blood going over to the Kazakhs.
And the variable here that wasn't considered, you'd think, okay, how's he going to get the kill here? He jumps over, but Storm Raider's Surge procced on the first auto attack, and he had the movement speed to chase him down. Level 1 Braum. Always respected, but of all things, the keystone choice from the Kazakhs is what allows him to pick up the kill. Worth noting that Kazakhs will go back, get his second jungle item, but he does have E for the initial clear, so can't start Raptors, and will need a bit of a leash to even get through the red buff.
I mean, the concussive blows from Tucson will help him out that much more. A decent start once he gets that level 2 rolling through, be back on pace. It's actually going to be a very delayed roam in here from the side of Totoro.
They have
No
the ward
spotted
down.
out. Yeah, they do have the ward down. Mantra Q comes through. Totoro. No stacks coming through from the Braum. They're just going to go ahead and have to back off. They're trying to weaken the members of Afreeca Freecs as much as possible, but they will not be delaying this Kazakhs. And you can see he's going to be walking out of the jungle, or walking through the jungle very healthily at the moment. Didn't lose anything.
It's going to be really fun to track this, because when these first bloods come in, your initial thing is always, all right, big advantage of Afreeca, got the first blood gold, but Tucson has a with no summoners. That's something to work around. Also, Crazy has no flash, so will the pathing be there from Spirit to just go up top lane? You see the flash body slam from Marin, and potentially going to be killed there as well. So there's a lot of extra variables added to the game. There's also a ranged versus melee matchup in top lane, and, well, have fun, Marin.
Yeah, I mean, one that they chose their way into. So, maybe would see even the door and shield come out for the Gragas, but I guess the innate sustain that he does have.
No ward from Crazy, hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, it's going to be a red buff here from Spirit as well as they start pushing forward. Crazy going to be without that flash body slam. That he's dead, just trying to get as many minions as he can before he goes down. But even then, it's only going to be a few, and it's a second kill on the Kazakhs. Something snowball.
Something snowball indeed, but Crazy can just teleport back in with the wave at a decent spot. Teleport's very defensive, he doesn't want to die a third time.
It's like, just in case. Spirit
he really wanted to teleport aggressively, but if he died a third time, then all bets are off.
Yeah. So, plays it safe.
Lets him put down a control ward, and hope that this lane gets better.
See how that turns out, because Marin's been dealt a pretty stacked hand at the moment, as is Spirit. Both of them having 100% kill participation, just 3.5 minutes in.
And Spirit snowballing is also good for the mental side of the game so far.
I mean, he's coming up here. He's got the wraparound already.
It's a level 2 cannon.
Crazy goes ahead, drops that control ward into the tri-brush. So would be spotting him out.
Enter. Full channel recall does come through from Spirit. Has some shopping to do.
Thought maybe we'd see him take the Krugs away, but not knowing where Bless is at, wants to play it safe. Doesn't want to get caught with his pants down, I guess. Not that Kha'Zix wears any pants.
That's true. Kha'Zix's pantless. Are we sure that fits in our rating? I think we're T for teen over here, if I remember
we might
correctly.
have to revisit this.
Right.
If Graves can't have a cigar, then why can't...
I mean, Graves got the cigar back from memory.
True.
So
yeah, that is apparently something that's happening.
it's at least something to be happy about.
But yeah, Kha'Zix just running around pantless.
Really. That's true. Gragas does have his shame hidden a little bit.
See, play forward there, try to get that proc onto Totoro. Can't quite find it. Some decent harass coming through, though, as Kramer and Tucson just really want to survive this lane, keeping it pretty competitive as far as the CS is concerned so far.
And if by some miracle, I guess with the Gragas top it's possible, but they get the season, the spring season special of taking down enemy turret. If you're Kramer and Tucson, your chase potential with Braum, Kalista, the Fate's Call into the concussive blows, and also the Braum ultimate is insane. So short laning phase, exactly what BBQ want. Short lane in terms of distance, not about time, because 2v2, a lot of pressure from Kramer and Tucson with just a bit of levels and items.
Spirit just hasn't found anything yet, and BBQ, they're playing very far forward with the no vision control in the brush. Immediate flash away comes through here from Totoro. Most without his, has to use the heal. And they're just going to be summonerless in that bottom lane.
That's going to use this time. Go top lane. Worth noting that we mentioned him power farming his way to 6 early, and he is level 5. So, with all the commotion of Kennen dying twice, has been able most of the way to the throw of the hunt. To let you guys know, given that Crazy hasn't committed with his items yet, the summoner choice is what has separated the AD and AP cannons. Also, the fact that only Marin has played Lords from Marin on both the AP games.
Wes fading forward into the Wolves there. He's going to get pitched on Kuro, comes around the side, leaps forward, but he's just going to get deleted, and Kuro is just 1 kill closer to 1,000.
He's 2 away.
Maybe looking for a little bit more now.
Nice. Only 2 more kills for Kuro. Looks very much like that mark is going to be hit today.
Yeah, getting that kill early on the Syndra. 12 CS up over attempt. It's looking pretty good as far as his odds are concerned, and now wrap around, maybe the dive in underneath the turret. Marin has the explosive cask ready to go, rolls out the barrel, trying to chip away at Crazy. So being careful about the dive in. Here, flashes back available, the Void Spike's not going to connect, and Crazy, he's able to just run his way out to safety.
Just about survives, keeps his flash up, which is even more important for any sort of repeat ganks. Awkwardly for him, his teleport is a bit disconnected, won't be able to use it to get back to lane, so we'll just have to have the walk of shame back to top lane, and tough matchup selected, but this was the Gragas just picked for comp rather of work, and the level 1 as well, so Tucson and Spirit take a bow, and Gragas pretty comfortable with that big help.
Yeah, I mean, very comfortable. In fact, 12 CS up at the moment, has that budget Rod of Ages in the inventory, and now we'll be looking for, it seems like the Ninja Tabby. Just try to mitigate that damage output from Crazy, who's just walking back in with the Bam Scepter, trying to get towards that build water.
It's again confirming that it will be the on-hit cannon. Marin will have to be dissuaded away from the build he wants to go, which is something like a Spirit Visage to stack the magic resist. That's his usual want as a Gragas, but a lot of physical damage dealers apart from the Vladimir on the side of BBQ, so we'll get some value out of armor purchases. See what armor represents. Iceborne Gauntlet is probably the way he will go. It's a Gragas special, and when it comes to itemization, the top laners that actually go Triple Dorans were unaffected largely by the... As Triple Dorans into Iceborne Gauntlet is at full power relative to a lot of the changes, so still a very comfortable buy if it fits your playstyle.
Plus walking up towards that top lane will now be spotted over by the Krugs. She Tricky little ward placement there from Spirit.
But that's still power farming. Hasn't found a lane to target. Most kill pressure is bot lane post 6, and that's coming soon, but not quite available.
Looking for the lane gank, but control ward in the brush, so he's just going to find that. Pick up a little bit of gold for himself, so.
Very conspicuous, but
and Spirit.
trading information.
Aha!
Ah, but will he know about the sword in the second brush?
Nope. No more sweeper. Could drop a control ward if you wanted to.
It's about the most vision battle we've had in the multiple brushes of top lane ever in Champions history.
I mean, when you have, the cause those lane ganks, especially from the side of Rengar, just leaping out of the brush onto your face, so understand the safety of it.
After the last round of tuning to the healing amount, which is now higher in the regular queue and not as much in the empowered queue, but higher overall. Feels like Spirit Bitch has gone away, and with the item change, probably still going to be Proto Belt from the side of Tempt as a pickup. Sorry, above the side of Tempt as a pickup, yeah, on the Vladimir.
It's not going to connect. Might have seen potentially the all-in there from Kuro if it had. Just trying to steadily chip away with the Vladimir. Potion.
Dota and Totoro have had to play very defensive this lane. There's a lot of respect being shown against that double range by the side of BBQ. You would have expected to see Ghost and Totoro with more options and thus lane pressure. But with Rengar farming up, they kind of ceded lane control to allow the Rengar to farm up. And while the lane has been in a good spot for lane ganks, they noticed that Rengar's on the bottom side of the map. And so Rengar had so much more power because you have to deal with lane ganks against Rengar, which is so much less common. And thus knowing what side the map he's on allows one side to play much safer.
Still keeping things even there. Bottom lane for Kramer. Just straight for the Berserker Greaves. Gonna build up for those Ren stacks as quickly as possible.
Sidestep some Ash Arrows.
That as well.
If possible. Also does have the poise of his passive scale with attack speed and movement speed, so you get the ability to get more fluid last hitting and the movement.
The explosive cascade onto Crazy. It's a slicing Maelstrom, locks up Marin, and Bless is on the way. See how long Marin wants to stick around. Looks like he might just be content to clear out the wave. But Spirit's waiting for the cannon. They did not get that blown out last time around, but the body slam forward just threatening the flash from Marin is enough to get it from Crazy.
Yeah, feels like an old Gragas interaction, but one that works in his benefit. Like you say, respecting just the body. Couple of concussive blows stacks, but Kalista still walking back to lane.
Trying to chip away at the Braum where he can. Well, he is alone. And Bilgewater Cutlass on that back there for Kramer, so now has a sustain to stick around in the lane, a bit more power behind those spears.
Since we haven't talked about Kalista, I'll just to reframe the point I was making earlier. As you get more attack, so that's of course very standard, but it also heavily affects the amount of hopping you can do, and with flat movement speed as well, Berserker Greaves makes you a lot more reliable both on the chase and on the kite with the Kalista, so it is a very popular choice with Kalista and Jhin to go for those boots too, to work with the passes when it comes to movement speed from both of those champions.
Afreeca getting in some hits on that tier 1 turret. We'll go ahead, rotate over and start taking away that Ocean Drake. No contest here from BBQ as they pick that one up for free, and it's going to be Cloud following up. Just keeping things oh so interesting, Papa Smithy.
Ocean Cloud has certainly been two. Those in that order, either Ocean Cloud or Cloud Ocean, have happened in the great majority of LCK games this season. The days of double Infernal into Mountain.
Well, I don't know if the world is ready for my Lee Sin mechanics.
I don't think the world is ready for this, guys, no. I actually have rank 6 Mastery on Lee Sin. I'm really...
I mean, you play enough games, you'll hit rank 6 Mastery.
Yeah, that's the way.
Like that guy who played several thousand games in the Silver Bronze.
To me, it's like an extension of back in the day when I started playing, and I'm an old man, 2010 games. Whenever someone had a skin, you respect them. Like, oh, he has a skin. He's probably really good at that champion. And now everyone has skins, and it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I feel like the like rank 6 and 7 mastery emotes is like, oh, and then it's like, oh, actually no, like it doesn't mean that much.
He managed to get a couple S pluses at some point.
Hopeful words from Bob Smith.
Well, slow and steady she goes. It's a very minor lead here for Afreeca Freecs. Spirit hasn't really been able to gain too much else outside of those initial 2 kills. So Snowball's been slowed down, at least for the moment.
Does mean that at least the proto belt, so the core is at least there. There is an inevitability about the late game for BBQ. It is still on-hit cannon, who's a bit undefined in team fights when it comes to impact.
It's done everyone.
It's done everyone once.
Outside of that,
hope everyone else does the damage on your team because you don't do a lot of it. Has to build a blade for lane and can go situational from there. We've seen all sorts of things. Wits and Hurricane would be, that's just team fight guys, not really that interested in lane, so we'll wait and see which way Crazy wants to go.
Might not find out for a while. Still working towards finishing up that Blade of the Rune King. And we won't have a dragon for several minutes, so seems like it's just going to be a lot of vision control being busted out here on both sides. Attempt. We'll go ahead, interrupt that unleash power by dropping into the Sanguine Pool.
Spirit's been spotted already twice.
Get leapt on, lots of damage coming through from the Kazakhs. Now the leap forward, Braum not quite going to connect on the Q. Glacial Fissure comes down.
Juked by Bless, yeah. Nicely done.
Does not get hit by that. A little bit of HP back from the Hemo Plague proc onto Spirit.
Totoro was really late with the objective here is mid lane turret, but Tent has been chipped away again and again. Who have always been in control of this lane.
Stun connects. Come out there from Totoro, giving him that extra little bit of mitigation as well as movement speed to keep him safe. But Kuro,
2 auto attacks it looks like, didn't feel safe enough. Even with Hemoplague down, didn't feel like the Flash Ignite all-in would have worked for Tent.
Still a bit risky, but you can see the recall is coming through here for Temp, so Kuro should be able to finish that one off. In the top lane, body slam in. Crazy down, yeah. Slicing Maelstrom thrown out. Roll the barrel, takes him just a little bit lower. The first brick will come through.
Oh, but by Kuro. Sending laning phase, 16 minutes to get that turret. Mostly alone.
Nice body slam. There we go. Marin making things interesting off the backside of that first brick. Gets a flash body slam in for the solo kill.
I mean, no one could ever take away Marin's confidence. He is a confidence player, not starting with Cole this game because he's on a Gragas, but making the sort of aggressive plays, seeing the solo kill potential, and taking first brick just as the solo kill comes in from the captain. You have to think, finally, confidence will be riding high in the Afreeca camp.
Yeah, stretching that gold lead even further now, 4-0. Inventory, as well as that Ocean Drake, so in a very nice spot are the Afreeca Freecs. Keep being burned out there from Crazy yet again. Marin on the recall. See if he's going to use his, so try to save it for perhaps a play down around that bottom side of the map where the turret has also been whittled away at.
Interesting to track where the next moves are. The percentage play for Afreeca here is for Spirit to invade the bottom blue side jungle, get control wards and advanced vision there, push in Vlad and roam. That's usually the percentage play. Kuro's just coming into lane right now, but they don't have jungle coverage. And while Marin has teleport, he doesn't have teleport wards either. This won't be as effective a play as it can be, again, if they involve the jungle and invade as a unit.
Things coming out around the dragon, so seems like both teams going to be expressing a bit of interest in that Cloud Drake. Really, for the side of Afreeca, it's just a faster Kazakhs, I guess, go for the jungle.
Iceborne Gauntlet in the end was a Frozen Heart. Just going a little bit more defensive, but getting good value.
Stun connecting in on the Bless. Just chunked out. Help him stay healthy.
We'll see where Marin finds a bit of offensive itemization. If he just goes full tank, as usually Iceborne Gauntlet is the one outlier in terms of offensive itemization for a top Gragas. Probably not going to be any Abyssal Scepters.
Gotta help Kuro get those last 2 kills, man.
Kuro will get there. His team is to win this game. Low kills so far, just 4 in 18 minutes. But with no pressure, you'd think that Afreeca will pretty happily take this Drake.
Looking for it, Kramer there. away. Bless leaping in onto the Glista. It was really low, but he's going to pop that Bilgewater. He's forced the flash over the wall, but he's still going to go down. Yeah, kill comes through for Kramer. And Kuro, one more to go for that 1,000 mark. Can he get it? Goes desperately trying to run his way out of here. That's going to be the stun coming through. Can they hand it off to him? They're whittling away at him, and he's able to get it. Kuro, congratulations, 1,000 career kills.
Finally got it. Kuro gets to that big mark, joining the names we mentioned earlier. Prey, one of the first to pick it up. Faker as well. Bang and score. 5th name on the list for regular season kills goes to Kuro.
Champ, indeed for him.
Long career for Kuro, 4 years as a pro player already. Not many people knew him before he jumped on to then the Coup Tigers right at the end of the year 2014 during the expansion tournament. Started his career on Incredible Miracle #2. I am #2, you guys will remember if you're champions, long-time viewers. Then was on Narjan Blacksword for a long while. But his time on the Coup Tigers, GE Tigers, Huya Tigers, Rocks Tigers, all them damn Tigers is where he made his name. Was never the true star of the team. Often you could have said 4th or 5th name on the team when it came to having some very illustrious teammates. But he always had very high KDAs. He used to clean up team fights. Times struggled, but no one can take away the 1,000 kills regular season mark. And Kuro's still hunting for Worlds. May have to be through something like the gauntlet right at the end. Worlds to get there as Afreeca Freecs don't seem like they're going to be good enough to actually win the season, but Kuro's still enough.
Yeah. Regional qualifier certainly could be a possibility for the Afreeca Freecs. Time will certainly tell as we keep going on, but for now, Afreeca on pace for a perfect game. Well, 6,000 gold up, and just yet again taking another turret. Towards the top side about the before as Temp drums his way up. Kramer just going to get a final couple hits in.
A lot of respect being shown to Kramer. Don't have positioning on Braum. You're right. He's going to basically face tank. It was only a couple of hits. Tucson had pulled out already, but...
He's got the Bork, so he's fine.
We're actually on perfect game course here, Kilios.
Yeah.
A perfect 21 minutes, at least.
It's been really good so far for Afreeca. Next big thing for them, likely going to be that... Oh, well, I was going to say the Infernal Drake, but in fact, it's going to be...
a lot of Baron pressure. Remember, they have Callista to secure. Spirit can do a lot of damage
Spirit's
itself.
showing away from the pit. Yep. There's no vision inside for BBQ, so they're just now going to find out about it. Yeah,
5,000 HP. I think they're going to burn it, Achilles.
I mean, look at Bless. He's nowhere nearby. It'd be a miraculous seal by somebody. They're not going to find Tucson, but that's about it. Baron, 21.5 minutes. Coming through for Afreeca Freecs. Big burst of gold for them. Now 8,000 in the lead. And they could just use this to shatter the rest of these inner turrets.
So many alpha moves coming. The face tanking top turret and then casually turning onto a 21-minute Baron. But they get everything in one fell swoop. And BBQ, they've kind of just watched Afreeca play a great game, a controlled one. There hasn't necessarily been much excitement outside of level 1 where they went Rambo to pick up the cannon. But Crazy's had no pressure. You know, Marin's already been able to go second item. Be able to build for the team fight rather than necessarily for the lane. And these Rengars, they're not convincing us, Kilios. It's another passive game from Bless.
Well, absolutely excellent performance for the Afreeca Freecs so far.
Well, they haven't done anything wrong, which for 22 minutes of gameplay,
that's what I mean.
Usually someone has overstepped or disrespected. Sure, we saw one roam from Kuro that wasn't the best it could be, but that's high expectations rather than mistakes necessarily from the Afreeca Freecs. It's been good from them.
That's what I mean, because usually you have to take this with a grain of salt. Because it's like, okay, you know what? They're playing against BBQ, who are really, likely to end up by the end of the summer split. But because they haven't been making mistakes, it's just been clean, measured play from the side of Afreeca Freecs, calling all the right shots. You do have to give them credit for it.
Because it's kind of been their Achilles heel. Afreeca Freecs have made a lot of mistakes this year. Shot calling falls apart when they start losing. There's a lot to criticize them about in that regard, but so far this game been clean. There's the Unbreakable stopping the Ash Arrow.
Not going to take any damage from that one. There's no capitalization, so Afreeca Freecs just keep postured forward here in this mid lane. That turret, a couple more seconds of alone time with Kramer will be taken out.
We know Kramer's going to walk up. We've been watching this series.
Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and take this one out. And how long do they just want to keep this ball rolling? Seems like they want to go straight in for the inhib turret. Crazy pitching in from the sidelines, has the slicing maelstrom ready to go, and the Hemo Plague comes down. And just 4 members, everybody but Kuro.
There seems to be a dissuading Hemo Plague, and they need that for an engage. They're so maybe an engage was never going to come, but Afreeca's going to wait for the next minion wave and keep going.
I mean, I thought that was going to be the surefire moment there for Crazy to dive in with the flash and the slicing maelstrom. Have that amplified damage coming through and just trying to lock somebody up so the rest of the team can scoop up the kills, but instead they're just going to go ahead and sacrifice this inhib turret and the inhibitor. 24.5 minutes, and Afreeca Freecs is setting a very fast pace, nearly 10,000.
Our second perfect game of the season. It's looking more and more like that, Achilles.
Yep, explosive cast can come through, knocks away Bless for the moment. Lauren takes a bit of damage, but still not in danger of going down, so the perfect game is still possible.
Certainly, with more, it seems in arm's reach, honestly, because where Afreeca goes, so far objectives and thus win conditions have been capped. Risk with the Rengar and Vlad, and saw late game as somewhere they could get to, but achieving late game is seeming impossible at this point. Basically everyone, at least half an item, in some cases an item short of their opposite numbers. And even Hemo Plague is only being used to hope that the team pulls away rather than actually provoke a fight.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Afreeca, they're just going to ignore this Infernal Drake for now, push up, try to map, or this inner turret rather, in the bottom side of the map, and then just be able to peel back, get the Infernal, have that little buff come through. And BBQ just have to scatter.
Knowing Afreeca can play like this is not something we definitely knew about before. They have often taken risks without having control. Speaking of control.
Catch that one. Oh, Kuro just throws out the Unleashed Power on the Ghost, even with the heal. He gets taken down, absolutely melted by the Syndra. Second inhibitor getting ready to fall just a few minutes later.
Base is broken in 2 spots. How long can BBQ read this like a nature documentary and watch Afreeca win the game?
It's going to be the enemy away. Flash forward, Marn goes in, explosive cast will be flashed away by BBQ.
One Nexus
turret.
turret.
Themselves alive, but yeah, the first turret goes down. Leap forward here from Spirit. Hemo Plague drops in on the 2. Still not in danger of dying. Can they put something on the board, or will it be the perfect game? It seems so very likely, unless they can finish off Marn. Goes in for the body slam, flash away from Temp, keeps himself safe, but there we go. 26.5 minutes, one of the most concise games I've seen in a very long time. Perfect game to Afreeca Freecs.
Yeah, second perfect game of the season. First recipients of that Katie Rolster, second recipients of that Olivers. Very different situations for these two teams. Kuro with a lot to celebrate. Great performance on the Syndra, rewriting his historic record on that team, while also building history by hitting 1,000 kills, taking down Ghost. Memorable game in many ways, but to me, the big thing to take away is that Afreeca had an early game plan, stuck to it, didn't make mistakes, got of opposition. You made this point during the game, but so often it seems like Afreeca have their